My name is Julia, and from the outside, my life must have looked like the picture of order. A long, steady marriage, a neat home tucked behind trimmed hedges, friends who gathered for book clubs and soft laughter over half-finished bottles of wine. At 58, I had everything a woman is supposed to want: comfort, stability, predictability. But comfort can be its own kind of emptiness. It started on a Sunday that felt too still, the kind of silence that makes the air hum. Richard had left early that morning for his annual fishing trip. I packed his bags, smiled at his jokes, waved him off from the driveway. We both knew the ritual by heart. Maybe he thought I was being thoughtful. Maybe I was. The truth is, I needed the space as much as he did. Our marriage had become a room filled with old echoes, familiar, but no longer alive. That afternoon, I was stirring a pot of sauce when the doorbell rang. I wasn't expecting anyone. I wiped my hands, opened the door, and there he was, Adam, my son's childhood friend. 27 now, taller, sharper, carrying the quiet confidence of someone who'd learned to navigate the world. The years had changed him in ways I hadn't noticed before. His smile was the same, though, half-formed, thoughtful. "Hi, Julia," he said. "I saw Richard yesterday. He mentioned he'd be out of town. Thought I'd stop by and see how you've been." I should have said no. Instead, I stepped aside. "Come in," I said, as though it were the most natural thing in the world. The faint scent of soap and something warmer followed him in. I poured him a glass of wine, and conversation unfolded easily. His new job, the city. How strange it was to see this old house again. "You haven't changed at all," he said quietly. I smiled. "Oh, I've changed plenty. I've just learned to hide it better." He didn't laugh. His eyes lingered, steady, unhurried. The kind of look that unsettles you because it sees past the surface. "You look beautiful," he said. The words landed heavier than they should have. Not a flirtation, not a boy's mischief, but a man's certainty. I turned away, forcing a small laugh. "You should stay for dinner. I made too much anyway." We ate together, the sound of rain soft against the window. The conversation wandered. He spoke of a woman he'd dated who left because he was too serious. He said he was drawn to something real, something steady. His fingers traced the rim of his glass. When he looked up, the air between us shifted. Something in me stirred, something I thought had died quietly years ago. After dinner, I gathered the dishes. I felt him behind me, silent. When I turned, he was closer than I expected. His hand brushed a loose strand of hair from my cheek, gentle but deliberate. "I've thought about this," he murmured. My breath caught. "Adam, this isn't right." "I know," he said, his voice low, almost steady. That's why I waited until he was gone. The honesty in his tone struck me harder than anything else. No excuses, no performance, just truth. "He's your best friend's father," I whispered. "No," he said softly. "He's your husband, but you don't look at him the way you just looked at me." His words broke something open inside me. I could have stopped him. I could have reminded us both of the line we were about to cross. But for the first time in years, I felt seen. Not as a wife, not as a mother, but as a woman. I stepped back, my pulse trembling in my throat. "I need time," he nodded, calm, almost patient. Then he left, and I stood alone in the kitchen, surrounded by the hum of the refrigerator and the faint scent of wine, feeling both terrified and alive. Morning came gray and restless. I sat with untouched coffee, watching the light crawl across the floor. I hadn't slept. My mind replayed his voice, his eyes, the way he'd spoken to me like I still mattered. Wasn't desire supposed to fade with age? Wasn't longing something we were meant to outgrow? That was the lie, I realized. We never stopped wanting to be wanted. My phone buzzed. A message. "I'm sorry if I made things uncomfortable. I won't push you," but I meant every word. My fingers hovered over the screen. Then I typed, "We need to talk." His reply came almost instantly. "Not at your place. Name the spot." That evening we met at the park on Willow Lane, the one with stone benches and the rusted swings. The sun was slipping low, and the air smelled of wet leaves. He walked toward me in a green sweater, hands in his pockets, gaze steady. "You look nice," he said quietly. "Let's just talk," I replied. We sat. The world carried on around us, Children laughing, the wind moving through branches. "I don't understand this," I said finally. "You were like family." "I'm not a boy anymore," he said. "And you're not invisible." I looked away, heart aching with something unnamed. "I don't want to ruin anything," he continued softly. "I just wanted you to know. You deserve more than being unseen." The words lodged deep. I hadn't heard anything like them in years. "I don't even know what I want," I whispered. "That's okay," he said, rising with me. "I'll wait, for you to believe it." We walked back in silence. Our hands brushed once lightly. He didn't kiss me. He didn't need to. The damage or the awakening was already done.